Hello you guys, welcome back to Stampaholics Anonymous. Today we are going to look at the first of two collections that I recently hauled in my, after Black Friday mega haul that I showed you. There's another one on the way, like I also told you before, but today we're going to look at one collection that is sort of like a Halloweeny or like fall collection, but we're going to look at it in winter, but because who cares? And it's from a brand called Night Owl Lacquer. I have never tried their formula or their polishes before, but I've seen only good things about these polishes and the way that they apply, like on Instagram. So I went out and got myself this collection on Black Friday, and it's a 6 cream polish collection, and it comes with 3 toppers that I'm also really excited about, because these toppers are just going to transform any cream polish that you put them over. So let's go from left to right and look at these individually. First up, we've got Just Creepin', which is a very dark blue polish. It looks kind of blurple, but there is another purple, so this one must be the blue one. Really nice and delicious. Next up, we've got Dead Inside, which is a nice little grayed out green cream polish. Then we have a nice gray polish. I love my gray polishes, as you might know by now. This one is called Howl at the Moon, and they're all inspired by, I think, Halloween characters or Halloween fiction. I'm gonna link to Night Owl's website so you can read up on that. Some of them I do remember, some of them I don't. So this was Howl at the Moon, and this is like some, werewolf inspired thingamabob. And I love how the bottles have like little bubbles included in them. Do you see that within the glass? That's really nifty. I don't think this is like on purpose, but I find it really cool and interesting. Next up, we've got Don't Lose Your Head, and this one is like based off of, the what's the name of the guy with the pumpkin hat that he takes off and scares people. This one always reminds me of a Disney movie, The Three Musketeers, for that matter, where D'Artagnan is being chased by 3 guys, and then he finally ends up, almost getting his hat chopped off, and then somebody shouts at him, "Don't lose your head, D'Artagnan." That's what this reminds me of. Rambly, there we go. So that was Don't Lose Your Head, a nice grayed out orange or like brownish color. And then we have Bite Me, and I think this one was like inspired by vampire movies or just vampires in general. It's a nice like oxblood red cream polish. And then last and certainly not least, we have the purple one, which is called Cackle Much. Apparently some reference to witches in general. Really nice. It's a nice dark purple that is leaning more towards like the blue side, at least for me. I think it's really cool toned and slightly like darkened or grayed out. And then we have the 3 toppers that are also really intriguing and looking really nice. First up, we've got Potion Bubbles, and this one is a clear topper, apparently, that has a bunch of iridescent glitters in there. Then we have a hollow topper. This one is called Just Like Magic, and it's a strong linear topper, linear hollow topper. That's going to transform any like cream polish into a hollow. And then last and certainly not least, we've got Looking Shifty, which has like a shiftiness to it, almost like the ILMP, the Magician, hopefully you know what I'm referring to here. So this is going to transform your cream polishes into like a shifting multi-chrome polish, if you so will. So we're going to do live swatches, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like swatch all of the cream polishes and then show you pictures of just the straight up cream polishes, and then I'm gonna put on like the toppers on 3 nails individually, but we're also gonna see like live swatches of the 3 toppers, so you do get to see like live swatches off of everything. Sound good? Sound good to me. So let's get into swatching.
Alrighty, let's start with the nice gray polish, which is called Howl at the Moon. I'm going to do 2 coats for most of these polishes, and as you can see, this goes on like a charm. That cream formula is just so juicy and shiny. With the darker polishes that are coming up in the end, you can actually see like my reflection in the freaking polish. That's so amazing. So this one was good in 2 coats. I'm going to show you it on its own and then with the topper, and I'm going to do that for all the swatch pictures. yeah, I'm just going to show you swatch pictures of it by itself, no top coat, and then with the 3 toppers. And I also have like a little video so you can see the polish as it is moving. Next up is Don't Lose Your Head, and as I like to add, D'Artagnan. Anyway, this is the pumpkin colored polish. This is the only one that I needed 3 coats, because at 2 coats I was still able to see through it, but the formula again was just perfect. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's easy to apply, but it doesn't run into your cuticles. The brush, by the way, is also very nice. It's a nice in-between brush. It's not a wide brush, but it's not like outrageously thin. I can work with any brush, but this one was nice and the formula was also good. So you're going to see 3 coats of this on its own, and then with all 3 toppers on top, and of course also a little video. Next up is Dead Inside. This makes me think of a Muse song, and it also makes me think of The Walking Dead. Anyway, this is a nice, like weird green shade. It's like a Christmas tree green, but like grayed out or muddied up, which is nice. And you know, I love pretty ugly colors. This one was also good at 2 coats, so you're going to see 2 coats of it on its own in the swatch pictures. And just look at that. Look at how, you know, things are reflected off the wet polish. That's so amazing. I love it. So 2 coats on its own, and then with all 3 toppers on top. Alrighty, next up is Bite Me, the red polish of the bunch. The formula of this one was also very nice, but red polishes, you know it, are sometimes hard to pull off. So the first coat of this might look a little weird and patchy, but it leveled itself out really, really nicely in the second coat. And at 2 coats, it was completely opaque for me. So no issues here. Sometimes you need more coats with red polishes. I don't know what it is about them, but that always happens to me. But this one was good in 2 coats. So you're going to see it at 2 coats, and then also again with all 3 toppers on top. Alrighty, this is Cackle Much, the purple polish of the bunch. You can see that very nicely in this zoomed in picture. I forgot to take a picture with, you know, me holding a bottle so you can see the label. For this one, I apologize. I just didn't take that picture. Anyway, this was also good at 2 coats. No issues whatsoever. It's a really nice dark purple, almost looks black, but the blue one that is coming up looks even more black on the nail, even though it is blue. Yeah, and you're going to see 2 coats of this, and then all 3 toppers on top. And the toppers do look stunning over the darker shades. They look even more, you know, nice than over the lighter shades of the bunch. Alrighty, next up is the blue polish. I know it looks really similar to the purple one, but it's not. This is just Creepin'. And the last two, especially, they remind me of that Pretty Serious collection that came out with the jellies that do not get like fully opaque, but they have the same idea where they're like really, really darkened shades that almost look black on your nails, but they aren't black. And these do the same thing basically, but in a cream formula, so they get opaque. That's really nice. So this one was also good at 2 coats, and just look at how shiny that is, and you could just see me, you know, see my the bottle and my hand in the reflection of the polish. That's so luscious. Okay, so now we are going to look at the 3 toppers. The first one is Potion Bubbles, and I think it looks really stunning and nice over the dark polish. It really looks nice. Then we have the hollow topper, which is called Just Like Magic, and this one of course looks good over everything, but especially over the dark colors. I liked it very, very much. Yeah, because it stands out. The only issue you have with the topper, if you put it like over a deeper base, is that like little tiny edge you always get. We can always, you know, do some cleanup and get rid of that. Next up is Looking Shifty, and this one also works best with the darker shades in my opinion, even though it was hard for my camera to pick up the shiftiness and I could only show you the green, but there are other flashes in there. So that's 2 coats of Just Creepin', and then you're gonna see all 3 toppers on top, and then a little macro video, and then we are done.
Alrighty, you guys, that were my swatches of the Night Owl Lacquer in the Dark of a Night collection. I think I forgot to tell you what the collection is called in the beginning. The collection is called In the Dark of Night. My favorites are from these cream polishes are these 3. Like the gray, of course, I knew I would love it. That was also the first one that I tried, and the cream formula is like A+. I really like this one a lot. And then the 2 darkest shade, the blue one and the purple one, that look really similar when you hold them up like this, but they are different. This one is like definitely a dark blue, and the purple is a very nice dark purple, and the blue one is almost black, and I really like that about it. Toppers, I really enjoyed the hollow topper. I think it looks nice, especially over like the darker colors. I like that one a lot, and all of these toppers, they apply like a charm. I also really like this one, the Potion Bubbles, for some reason. I don't know, it just gives this like nice cutesy effect. I kind of like it. And the shifty topper, meh, not so much. It's like really hard to see the shift. I couldn't, you know, show you in the pictures because it just wouldn't, it just didn't want to show up. And it's really hard to see it in person also. Most of the time I can only see like the green, even though in the bottle I can clearly see that there's like some purple going on, and I hope you can kind of tell on camera as well. But I don't hate it, I really like it. But my favorites are these 2 toppers and then these 3 cream polishes. And I love myself a good cream polish. There's, I mean, hollow polishes, glitter bombs, you know, jelly polishes, whatever. I like them too, but a good cream polish, I think there's nothing that goes above it, because I know that like juiciness, and if it goes on nicely, if it goes on evenly, if it covers evenly, if there are no dark spots or light spots or whatever, a good cream formula gets me every time, and these are like so solid, it's unbelievable. The only one that I had to go like 3 coats deep on was the Don't Lose Your Head, because I could still see like through my nail at 2 coats, but I didn't mind doing that 3rd coat. Like I said, they went on so lusciously and so, you know, juicy. They're just so nice. Nice cream formula. So if you haven't checked out Night Owl Lacquer, I can only recommend that to you. And also you get like a really nice amount in here. Those are like 15 milliliters. And the brush is totally fine. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. It's just a nice, you know, not too thick, not too thin brush. And one thing I also noticed was that these square bottles are really easy to unscrew and screw shut with one hand, which comes in as a bonus if you do your nails a lot. Yeah. If you don't, you know, screw them on like too tightly, you can press down and screw at the same time, which you can't do with like, I don't know, let's say the pop polish bottles. Impossible to do that. And even like the Moonshine Mani bottles, I don't think that I could get these like to work with one hand, because they're like a little more like unstable. Oh well, they work. Okay, so never mind. But I really like that fact about them, that you can handle them with one hand. So, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know how you feel about a good cream polish, if you like them as much as I do. Other than that, that's it for today, you guys. I love you very much, and I shall talk to you next time. Bye!